So this is the Forgotten City. If I'm not mistaken, the interesting history of this game is that it began life as a total conversion mod for, I want to say, Skyrim. Might have been Oblivion, and this is like a remake of it in Unreal. But yeah. I have actually seen a full Let's Play of this before, which hopefully I've forgotten enough of to not just wind up knowing what to do. It is, if I recall, a bit of a talk 'em up.
Hey, you're alive. When I dragged you out of the river, I thought you were never gonna wake up. I checked your pockets for ID, a phone, maybe. I hope you don't mind. But all I found was some loose change. So, wanna tell me who you are?
Got that stare. So the main difference is just how thick are my wrists, really, huh? Hmm. It's, yeah. In the middle is fine.
Well, it's nice to meet you. And I'm sorry to pry, but any idea why you were floating down the river? What's the last thing you remember?
Oh, these actually change stuff. Hang on. Okay, wait. Is this the thing I'm thinking of?
Really?
Let's be speedy.
You know what? Don't answer that. I don't think I want to know.
Also, this creepy staring dead into the camera is odd.
Oh, come on. In your state, I could drop you on your butt and drag you right back into that river if I wanted to. Look, you've just been through a trauma, so I'm gonna forget you said that. But you owe me.
Well, I was saying it as a joke.
I need a favor. There are some ruins just behind you. Roman, I think. I need you to go in there and see if you can find a guy named Al for me. He went in there a few hours ago, and he hasn't come out. I've been freaking out, wondering if he's trapped or injured or worse. I would have gone in after him, but he made me promise to stay here, no matter what. There's no way I'm leaving without him, so I'm just kind of stuck here, waiting. What I mean is, I was hoping you wouldn't mind going in there to find
There's a
him.
big dragonfly.
If you can do that, I can get both of you back to civilization in my boat. Please? Oh, of course. Sorry, I don't mean to be pushy. What do you want to know? Oh, there's not much to tell. Feels like I've spent my whole life in a dead-end job with an endless commute. Know what I mean? Oh, I'd rather not say if it's all the same to you.
Yeah, it would give things away a bit.
All right, fine. Sorry if I sounded cagey, it's just that
So,
I don't always get the best reactions when I introduce myself.
didn't mean to do 3 in a row.
My name's Karen. Look, if you really want to know all the tragic details, perhaps I can fill you in after you find Al? You really don't remember? We're in Italy. This river is the Tiber. He's the guy who washed up on the riverbank not long before you did. I thought maybe you two knew each other. I guess not. But maybe the two of you can piece together what you're doing here. In any case, you'll like him, I'm sure. Once you find him, that is. What am I, an idiot? You could hike a long, long way in any direction and never find another soul. Trust me. Not much, really. But imagine what you might find in there. Priceless ancient artifacts. Al. Great. So you're ready to go look for Al? Thank you. The entrance is just past those columns behind you. Please, hurry. Oh, and he left this here. But I think you'll need it more than I will.
Being able to do this and anything. Roll mouse wheel forward to turn off light. That's an interesting one. But yeah, someone took one of the Elder Scrolls games and this called total conversion to this adventure gaming thing. Spins quick.
If you're reading this, it means I've discovered the entrance to an ancient Roman city hidden deep underground.
Neat.
Its existence is long forgotten. All knowledge of it lost. Except
Gonna read that. Probably wasn't too important.
except in the Latin inscription here. It reads, "You who wish to enter the city, step forth and be judged. The virtuous shall be rewarded with eternal life in paradise. The wicked shall find themselves showered in gold, but in vain, for this shall be their final resting place." Could an underground city have remained a secret for all this time? Could people have survived down there against the odds? It seems there's only one way to find out. If I'm not back in an hour, I'm somewhere on the other side. Consider this an invitation or a warning. Al Worth.
Nice of the narration to pause while I was swimming around there. Bonk. Okay. Yeah. You also. Oh. yeah, leave this scene of people turned to gold statues exactly as it is. Not disturb it in any way. Definitely not climb on them and kick them down the stairs. Why is this so, like... pausey when I try to turn quickly? It's very strange. I like those sound effects too much. And it could just be like an artistic statement.
To whoever reads this, I'm sorry you had to find me like this. And worse, that you'll suffer the same fate I did. I've spent a lifetime in this place, going around and around in circles, searching for a way out. The inscription was right. There is no way back. And here there are only two options. Death, and that godforsaken doorway into the past. I made the mistake of stepping through it. I wanted to set things right. I tried. I really tried. Whatever I did took me right back to the beginning. Don't make the same mistake. Better to end it all now. Find out what awaits you beyond that portal.
Okay, but on the other hand, Mystery Hole. Oh, you do get weapons in this, don't you? Which is weird. I have to at least play far enough to explain why that's weird. You guys are talking there?
Salve, friend. I'm Galerius. Mind telling me who you are and what you were doing in the Shrine of Proserpina? Yeah, you know, agricultural goddess of springtime? You're not from around here, are you? Oh, I see what you did there. Changing the subject like that. Nice try. But I'll ask again. Who are you? And what were you doing in the shrine? Oh, is that right? Well, just make sure you don't get lost in any other sacred places you're not supposed to be. Can't have you disrespecting the gods by accident, can we now? But listen, most folks seem a bit confused when they get here, but you seem very lost, and in more ways than one. So let me make this nice and simple for you. Live by our law here, and we'll all get along just fine. Not law one, the Golden Rule. And the punishment for breaking it's kind of horrific. But our magistrate insists we take all newcomers to see him, so I guess I'll let him fill you in. So then, you coming? Follow me. When I first arrived, I couldn't believe there were people living down here. But, as you can see, we've got a nice little community now. Only 23 of us at the moment, if you count the 3 who are missing. No idea how, since nobody knows a way out. But it's just big and dark enough to get lost in, if you're not careful.
Aren't you going to introduce me to your pretty new friend, Galerius?
Keep it in your loincloth, Aurelia. I'm taking her to see the magistrate.
That pompous old bore won't be magistrate for much longer. Anyone who helps vote him out today drinks at my bar for free tonight.
Politics. I'd stay clear of it and her, if I were you. She's, it's not my place to say. Down on your right is our farm, where I grow all the food you'll ever want. As long as all you want is leek, cabbage, and wheat. Huh. That one usually gets a chuckle.
The bloodless shadows wander without flesh or bone.
Don't mind Livia. She means well. She's just been in a bad place since... Well, you know, I don't know what happened to her. Up here on your right is the chasm. If you've got a weapon, it belongs way down at the bottom. Up on your left is the forum, where you can visit the market or get yourself patched up in Lucretia's clinic in the Shrine of Apollo. Most of us have almost nothing, just what we had on us when we arrived, and what we've been able to make and scrounge up since. And this central plateau is where the magistrate and the other patricians live, so don't expect a warm welcome.
Galerius, you're meant to be working the farm, not trudging dirt into the pillars.
Take it easy, Horatius. I was just taking our new friend here to see the magistrate.
Well, he's asked me to escort the newcomer personally. The farm. Go. Now.
You'd better go with him. But just remember, they're not like you and me. Don't let them use you.
What was that? What did you just say?
I said it'll take some getting used to.
Yeah, I'm watching you, farm boy. Greetings, citizen. My name's Horatius. Magistrate Sentius asked me to escort you to him personally. Follow me, please. Follow me. The only thing you really need to understand right now is the Golden Rule. Let me see if I can explain it this way.
I do like this follow mode thing.
When I was serving in the Legion, if there was a mutiny brewing in one cohort, the legate in charge wouldn't waste time.
I should look at maybe turning down some graphic settings.
They just divided us into groups of 10, made us draw straws, and whoever drew the short straw had to be executed by the other 9. Didn't matter whether he'd done anything wrong. One of us in 10 would die for the crimes of the collective.
In my time, people get that totally wrong.
Decimation. If that seems like rough justice to you, you're in for a rude shock. Because the Golden Rule is exactly 10 times worse. The magistrate can explain
Yeah,
the rest.
that's kind of what people think it means now.
He's up these stairs.
Hey there.
Whatever are you wearing?
Not having a character model?
Ugh, I wish Horatius would stop letting barbarians in here. What do you want? I'm Sentia, eldest daughter of the magistrate. But you'd know that if you'd been invited in here and introduced properly. What are you doing in here? And why are you dressed like that? Really? I'd never have noticed, what with your flawless accent, appropriate attire, and impressive mastery of our customs. Now, remind me, why are we having this conversation?
As you were talking smack across the
some
room?
people say it's the creation of an all-seeing God who's watching everything we do. But what kind of an awful, incompetent God would let my sister go missing on his or her watch? Oh, I'd say it to their faces if they had the courage to show themselves. Did you hear that? Curse you, you coward! Where is my sister?
Do you want snake
What do
hair?
you
This is
have
how you
to
get
say for
snake hair.
yourself? No response. Nothing. That's what I thought. I'm telling you, this mysterious god of ours has to be asleep on the job. Either that, or, like people are saying, it really is just a children's fable my father is exploiting to frighten us into behaving. I suppose we will.
Yeah, I'm gonna get
I
proper
trust
context
you
for
can
that
see
now.
yourself out.
Alright, I'm going to check settings. Can we maybe video less? Oh. Can we maybe motion blur like a lot less? Maybe even none. That seems to be possibly like the only issue here, is that it's a bit much. No, that's not all of it. Okay. Let me turn down some other settings if I can. I guess you're not the problem, so. No, it's still kind of thing. I guess this room here is kind of a like good graphics card test too, with all the various light sources and reflective surfaces and all. Yeah, I'm gonna set you to like medium. It's like a little weird if I turn really fast, but otherwise. Also, that seems off.
We're finally alone. I assume you already know who I am. May I know your name?
Yes, but you can't speak it out loud.
A curious name to match a curious accent. But I digress. Something about your demeanor gives me the urge to caution you against doing anything, shall we say, unlawful while you're here.
Oh, right. You guys didn't have that. Call me Wine Dark, apparently. Wait, no. That's like blue. What was it? It was like the weird color missing from the Roman vocabulary. Because that wouldn't be purple, because that's like the royal color. Or rich, at least. I think?
Now, you're probably wondering why I summoned you, and I'll get to that. But first, take a look at this wondrous place, would you? A secret city built deep in the mountains, many hundreds of years ago. Indeed.
Nice place.
More importantly, consider the miraculous community we've built here over the last 7 months. 22 complete strangers brought together by the fates, living and working together in our own little paradise. And in all that time, not not a single sin has been committed. No fights, no theft, nothing. Have you ever witnessed something so extraordinary as a city without sin? Nor could I until I came here. But the reason for this miracle is as simple as it is terrifying. If even one person commits a sin here, every last one of us will die. You see, the builders of this place, whoever they were, left inscriptions warning, "The many shall suffer for the sins of the one." From what we can gather, breaking the law here will anger the gods and provoke a terrible punishment, like the curses of Medusa and Midas combined, turning us all to gold. We've come to call it the Golden Rule. It's extraordinary that we've survived as long as we have, and each day I grow more and more afraid that our time in the sun is almost up. And now it seems that day is finally here. All that matters is that somebody in this city is about to break the Golden Rule. Why else would Proserpina send you now? Unless you and I can stop them, our doom is assured. I know that's a lot to take in, and you look like you have questions. Please, ask away. You mean you couldn't speak Latin before you arrived here? How strange. But the gods are active here, and their temples and shrines hum with power like nowhere else in the Empire. Perhaps when Proserpina brought you here, she planted the seed of Latin in your mind so that you could better serve her. Indeed. An intelligent question. There was a good deal of debate about that in our first weeks here. Does it refer to crimes or to some other ill-defined wrong? Of course, everyone agrees on the basics. No theft, no assault, and certainly no murder. But beyond that, it was more difficult to reach a consensus. What about lying, insulting someone, blasphemy, trespass, trying to escape, bribery, infidelity, suicide? As magistrate, I had to exercise leadership, and so I made a decision. We must uphold the laws of the Empire to a standard never before seen. And we must honor the peace of the gods, the sacred accord between the gods and the people of Rome. It is only by offering the gods the proper respect that we may prosper, as Rome has for centuries. Barbaric? Barbaric? What are you talking about? The Empire is the most civilizing force in the known world. Rome is a beacon of light in the darkness. For 800 years she has borne great statesmen, philosophers, poets, artists, and engineers. We have comprehensive laws protecting the rights of our citizens, which have unified countless warring tribes all across the Mediterranean and beyond, from Gallia to Judea. All our citizens are treated the same, regardless of the color of their skin or their sexual preference. Can you say the same? When our people are starving,
So weird examples to call out.
and when they are wronged, they have the right to bring the guilty party before the magistrate. Our laws forbid treason, murder, assault, and rape, as well as theft and arson, and so on. No other civilization in the world is so advanced, and you have the hubris to call us barbaric? Of course. What else would we do with those prisoners of war who would otherwise have been executed? And besides, there are laws for their protection as well. On occasion, but our gladiators are almost all volunteers seeking glory, or condemned prisoners who would have been executed anyway. I do not see the harm.
Those two don't really work together.
Of course, but with fewer rights come fewer responsibilities, and the right to be protected by their fathers and husbands.
It's fine.
Are you talking about our practice of decimation? Of course. We could hardly unite all these warring tribes without a disciplined, formidable legion. Well, right now, you're a long, long way from home. I have made my pronouncement on the subject. Unfortunately, there are still those here who resist, whispering blasphemous and treasonous lies in the shadows. I would be keeping a close eye on them if I were you. Well, I believe you're in the best position to go around asking people questions. You're new here, and it'll seem perfectly normal. As for me, well, it pains me to say my attempts to impose order have not earned me many friends. I fear I may not even remain magistrate after today's election. The people here would only treat my curiosity with suspicion. You shouldn't have that problem, though, unless, of course, you get off on the wrong foot. Do you ever stare at a problem for so long that you can't see it for what it is anymore? What's needed here is a fresh pair of eyes. The less I prejudice the independence of your investigation, the better. What reason could you possibly have to suspect me, of all people? I'm glad you think so. Without trust, without each other, we won't be able to prevent what is about to happen.
I mean, you're a whispering old guy with political power, so, you know. It's usually who does things.
So you know about that already. It's a devastating loss, of course, but that was over 3 weeks ago, and whatever happened to her, it didn't break the golden rule, so I don't think it's connected with our imminent demise. Still, if you happen to find her and return her to me, I would be eternally grateful. Ah, good. So, are you with me? Can I count on you to figure out who's about to break the golden rule? No,
I mean,
don't
could you
suppose
just, like,
you
stop
would.
calling it that all the time?
But
It's
I'm hoping that even if you're not burdened with a sense of self-sacrifice, you'll at least see the sense in self-preservation. Wonderful. Now, I need you to investigate the city, talk to everyone, help them if it will win their trust. I authorize you to enter private homes and inspect possessions and documents, unless, of course, you're asked to leave. Figure out who the culprit is, and as soon as you have a name, come back and tell me immediately. Oh, and one last thing. If I were you, I'd start my investigation by visiting Lucretia at the Shrine of Apollo in the Forum. I heard wailing from there not long ago. Seems like something's not right.
so yeah, that's kind of the premise. And that's why I was like, oh yeah, there are weapons in this, aren't there?
Whatever are you wearing?
This game really does need to give somebody the finger button, though. Most games do.
Are they?
Hey, jumping people's heads does not cause everybody to die.
On your best behavior, I trust.
Yeah. Okay. That's what the Mysterious whisper voice, huh?
Hey Horatius, how's it feel knowing your man's Curie's losing election today?
You're trying to goad me into an argument. It won't work. I'm a stoic, remember?
Let's see.
Why do I get the feeling that you lot had something to do with Centilla's disappearance?
That's it. Blame everyone but yourself.
Anyway, yeah, it's basically the whole deal. Just this big investigatory thing in this kind of weird setting. Oh, up there.
Keep an eye out for
Isn't the
Centilla,
great
would you?
temple majestic?
Sure.
Keeping an eye on things, Horatius?
As always, priestess.
Any news about Cynthia? Give me a moment. Sorry I'm such a mess. I just lost a patient and a dear friend. Yulia. She was a good woman. She was poisoned. She came in here frothing at the mouth. Normally I'd treat her with resin of silphium, a rare plant which is perfect for this sort of thing. And I knew Decius had some at his market stall, right around the corner. So I ran over there, but he just looks at me with this evil smile and says, "That'll be 1,000 denarii." There was no way I could afford that, and he knew it. Then that toad shrugs and says, "Supply and demand. I guess you don't value your friend's life that highly." Anywhere else, I'd just pay a thug to steal it from his stall. But there's no way I can do that down here with the golden rule. So all I could do is come back here and just watch her die. I kept on apologizing. And now I'll never know who poisoned her, or how they managed to do it without breaking the golden rule, or why she cursed that snake's cruel black eyes with her dying breath. Well, unless you have the power to bring someone back from the dead, there's really just one thing you can do. Get me that silphium resin. I'm going to have another patient in here soon. Could be in the next day, or in the next hour. And I will not allow this to happen again. I don't care how you get it, but you have to make it happen. Because if I lose another patient this way, I swear to the gods below, not even the golden rule will stop me from marching up to that Genetricum Fututo and scratching his eyes out. Well, come back if you get sick or injured. Day or night, I'll do what I can.
So, you know, options.
Salve, stranger, and welcome to our idyllic little slice of the Empire. I'm Decius. Terrible shame what happened to Yulia, but we just have to carry on, don't we? Certainly. All I ask is a reasonable price of 1,000 denarii. That's hardly my concern. But if you get a job, work hard and save your coins, you should be able to afford it within, say, 5 years? Oh, it's perfectly legal. Simply a question of supply and demand, I'm afraid. Take it or leave it.
No.
Hear what? You sure you're feeling alright? If you're hearing things, perhaps you should pay a visit to Lucretia's clinic. We don't want another Navier on our hands. She claimed the statues were whispering to her. Nobody else could hear it. Then she shut herself in the palace and we never heard from her again. But I digress. Do you want this silphium or not? you'd break the golden rule, and we'd share the same fate as the last lot who lived here. Is that what you want? Do you think I don't know a bluff when I see one? Nice try. Very well. Perhaps I can interest you in something within your budget? Very well. Another time.
Okay, other thing. I've seen that Doctor Who episode. What if I did this? I mean, you can move a little, clearly. It's honestly kind of creepy. I mean, where is this stuff? Or do they all do that? Nice. It is appreciably creepy, honestly. Anyway,
Hey,
yoink.
Virgil, how much would you want to make me a bow?
For the last...
The many shall suffer for the sins of the one.
Everybody run!
Okay, okay. So, yeah. Later on in this game, you can totally kill people. It's just that you have to do this after.
Salve, friend. I'm Galerius. Mind telling me who you are and what you were doing in the Shrine of Proserpina? I don't think so. I've never seen you before in my life. Oh, I guess how much did I drink last night? Sorry to have bothered you. Oh, and since you seem to be in a hurry, you should try out this device I made. Worked real hard on it.
Thank you. Thank you a lot.
Just attach the pulley to the rope over the lake and hang on to the handles. If it works, it'll be faster than walking. And if it doesn't work, worst thing that can happen is you'll take a swim in the lake. I haven't quite summoned the courage to test it myself. But don't worry, it's completely safe. Probably. Alright, see you around.
Don't have to like shout zip line, do I? Because that seems lame. I was like, can I just dive in there? Yeah?
Keep an eye out for Scintilla, would you? What is it, citizen? I'm a legionary of the First Italica, but there's not a lot of fighting down here. So the magistrate has assigned me other duties. I act as the magistrate's right-hand man, keeping an eye on his daughter, I should say, and the others, and making sure they're all behaving. I also keep a register of new arrivals. I don't see why not. Just make sure I get it back by tomorrow.
Joke's on you, there is no tomorrow. I do think it's an actual scroll. Now we're in a guy named Al, though.
Not sure why you said it like that.
I know that was an option.
Alright.
I gotta.
Fresh meat, huh?
Yeah, oh, cool. Yeah, let me get up there and have a better listen. Just gotta hop up on here and
A new face. Arve, and may Vesta watch over you. I'm Equitia. To what do I owe the pleasure of this visit? Oh my. I take it people are quite direct where you're from. I suppose it's quite charming in its own way. Usually, however, you wouldn't simply march up to a Vestal priestess and without due formality or courtesy ask, "What is your story?" The proper
I mean, you could have just given a straight answer at first
place.
place.
Introduction through a mutual acquaintance in high office, by which time you would already know how to address me. And then you would find a way to satisfy your curiosity rather more indirectly. But to be honest, I've often thought what an unnecessarily formal way to communicate that is. So, let's do it your way. You just keep being yourself and ask whatever you like. It'll be a refreshing change.
Okay, what's the most inappropriate question?
See you again soon, I hope.
You really have to like talk to them on the talking dimension, don't you? Okay, so. Oh, ceilings, damn it. Oh. Okay, falling damage, a thing.
Isn't the great temple majestic?
Sure. Hey, where's that zip line? Yeah?
Name's Rufius. Better watch your step. Can't talk long. Got to stay sharp, but family's from Solution and Tigris, Babylon province. But I've been roaming a long time now. Even joined the legions. The 6th. The one they call Ironclads. Because we're all in grave danger. Is it not obvious? The magistrate made me toss it in the chasm. Stupid. Going to have to improvise now. If you were dealing with what I am, you wouldn't be either. None of your business. Introiti ipsum conventiula.
Sucks how I learned Latin except for all the swears.
I'll tell you this much. I hate the fact that my survival depends on the common sense of other people. Then you know what I'm talking about. I mean, all these people just bumble along like nothing's wrong. Well, we're one bad decision away from being wiped out. Like the last lot of people who lived here. Seems like I'm the only one ready for what's coming. Whatever that is. And when it hits, it's everyone for themselves. You've been warned. I don't know. But did you ever get the feeling some of these statues are watching us when we're not looking?
I mean, only when they turn their heads to look at me.
Or something. I don't like it. Of course I am. Whatever.
Yeah, like the full voice acting is pretty nice. Here we go. That's all I really wanted. I was just here. But yeah, so that's kind of how this goes. It's a decent little mystery thing, I can say, because I kind of had it spoiled. And what happens if we do this? What was I expecting, honestly? This is called checking for autosaves. I did do on manual before the theft thing, just in case, but yeah. So it's a bit of a slow burn. Every talking about the golden rule gets old real fast. But, like, good voice acting for a weird little indie thing. And, like, the original version was pretty impressive as, like, total conversions go. Wow. Oh, fan, really? Wow. Oh, is that... Okay, it does autosave at the end of every loop view. Yeah.
Salve, friend. I'm Galerius. Mind telling me who you are and what you were doing in the Shrine of Proserpina? I don't think so.
No, I just reloaded my game.
I've never seen you before in my life. Oh, I guess how much did I drink last night? Oh, just the tap. All right.
Oh, there's another one over here. Oh, to get to here. Okay. But yeah, that's a taste of this. It's kind of neat.